And I mean, like, it broke off. Hello everyone. Happy Sunday, or happy whatever day, whatever time it is for you. It is the morning on Sunday, July 31st, and we are gonna try to get some of my cars running today. So right now I have a Suzuki Cappuccino that isn't running, Suzuki X90 that is running, but it needs some small things, like we're gonna do an oil change on it, we're gonna put some coolant in it, and recharge the AC. And then my red car, my other Miata that I have, so it had what we thought was an injector issue. We changed out the injectors. This is like a year ago. And it was still acting funky, so I just haven't driven it. Well, we just did the throttle body, O2 sensors, because it's had O2 sensor problems since I got it. New injectors again. And I think that's it. But it's because it was having a fueling issue. So now I think it has bad gas, because the gas has been in there for a year. So it's like doing some funky stuff. So we're going to try to take care of that today. That way I can start driving something else again. Because the car that I'm sitting in right now, my right-hand drive Miata, is having a caliper issue where if you hit your brakes too hard, or if you or just go fast for a long period of time, the caliper is seized, and so it's grabbing the rotor no matter what. Sometimes it's not bad, and sometimes, like, you have to pull over, you have to give it like a minute or two, and then it backs out a little bit and you can drive again. I have to like leave my hand up because the sun is in a very unfortunate spot. So basically I need something else to drive while we work on this car, and it's going to stop being my daily driver because it has just about 100,000 miles on it. I'm going to stop putting miles on it, and I also need to get it painted. I want to get it nice, and I only want to take it to car shows. But it served me really a lot. I've put like 12,000 miles on it in the past year. And yeah, so it's getting all the mechanical stuff. It's going to get painted. It's going to get pretty. And then it will be a show queen. So, but yeah, I have to have something else to drive. I also have a Suzuki SX4, which is what my dad is driving. And then he has a Suzuki Sidekick and another Miata. So all we own are Suzukis and Miatas. It's so funny. But yeah. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to try to bring you guys along for some of it. I don't know how much I can, but I've been wanting to get a video out for you guys. Also, I'm planning on doing a video of what it's like to daily drive a right-hand drive car, because I have been daily driving this car for almost a year. And there's been some really interesting, some really funny things happen, some really annoying things, just, yeah. So hopefully I can film that before I stop driving this every day. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it even this far, please scroll on down and hit the subscribe and the bell. And give this video a like, leave a comment. Let me know what videos you want to see from me. And let's go work on some cars. So we're here, my dad's here, helping me do an oil change and stuff on the X90. And the mirror was folded in, so I folded it out and it broke off. And I mean, like, it broke off. Hey guys, so we just got done for the day, and it was kind of not a successful day. I didn't really record any of it because I was with my dad and I was just trying to help him. We were just trying to bang it out. It was super hot. I mean, yesterday I know was the hottest day on record for Florida, so it's grueling. But I'll just kind of like walk you through what happened, what we did, and what is wrong with each car, because there's still stuff wrong with every car. But we made slight progress. So let's start off with the main focus today, which was the X90. We did an oil change, we put some coolant in it, we put a new battery in it, and we tried to recharge the AC. But for some reason, the AC thing that we had didn't work on any of our cars today. So I think it's that and not any of my cars, obviously, since it didn't work on anything. So we got all that done, got the oil change, got the coolant in it, and then we started it. And then it started leaking fuel. So we had to go and get a fuel line for it, which is a little rubber hose that had been dry rotted because this car has actually sat in my driveway for almost 3 years. And once we got that going, went down, got it some 93. It runs and drives beautifully. And honestly, it's such a good car. I think this is one of the best cars Suzuki's ever made. I am a huge Suzuki lover. I mean, all I own right now is Suzuki's and Miatas, so I can attest, like, this is such a cool car. It's 4x4, it has T-tops, it's a 2-seater, but yeah, and you guys saw what happened with the mirror. I have got to get that fixed. So, but, so this runs and drives is leaking coolant from the water pump. We already knew that. I already have a water pump, a timing belt, and a front main seal that needs to be done on it because it's just kind of like routine maintenance whenever we get a car. I bought all that stuff when I first got it, and then I ended up not driving it because I got busy and distracted with other things. But now it needs some loving. It's gonna hopefully get a paint job. And yeah, so I might start driving that because it seems to be the most reliable thing I have right now. Now let's talk about my heartbreaker. My 2006 NC Grand Touring Miata. I absolutely love this car, but over the past year, it has been such a headache, such a heartbreak, and I'm kind of at a loss on what to do with it now. So about 10 months ago, well, let's go back to a year ago. A year ago, it started making this chattering noise, and I was thinking it was the timing chain guides, which it actually ended up being. I had the work done by a friend's shop, and it doesn't make that clattering noise anymore. But when I got it back, the mechanic told me, hey, just letting you know, your spark plugs are covered in fuel. Like, you might want to look into that. And I kind of just passed it off, and I started driving it. And because I was like, okay, like, yeah, I'll look into it. Well, I only drove it for about a month after having the timing chain done, and I left my driveway one day, and it started detonating, and it started smoking. But there was no milkshake in the oil or the water. It never overheated, none of that. And it smelled like fuel, like a lot. So, okay, it has to be a fueling issue. So brought it home, I got injectors for it, and one of the injector clips broke on one of the new injectors, so we put one of the old injectors in. It still had the same issue, still doing it, so I kind of just put it off to the side in my driveway. I left it there, and I started driving my right-hand drive car, and I kind of just forgot about it. Well, next thing we know, 10 months goes by, it's still sitting here, and now it has 10-month-old bad gas in it. So one of my buddies who's a mechanic came over, helped me look at it, and he goes, yeah, I think it might be your throttle body, because when we left my house, it was fine. It was perfectly fine. And then I parked it in my garage. I went to put air in the tires, so I turned it on, and it idled really weird. So he goes, give it some gas, and it kind of just fell on its face. And he goes, I think it's your throttle body. So we did a throttle body, but it was used just off of a low mileage car. We did brand new O2 sensors because it's had an O2 code since I bought the car. So we did upstream and downstream. We did all new injectors once again, and the car is running better. It's not smoking anymore. It's not detonating anymore. None of that stuff. However, it is still hesitating when you go to take off, and I'm kind of at a loss. I'm thinking it's bad gas because the gas has been in there for about 10 months now, but I got told to just try to run the gas out of there, and I had almost a full tank of gas. So It was like at about a half a tank. My dad came over today. We put fuel additive in it, and then we went and we got more 93 with it. My dad, after driving it, was like, I don't want to drive it no more. Like, we just need to figure something else out. I called one of my buddies, and he said maybe look into the EGR valve. And then I talked to one of my other buddies who's also a mechanic, and he said you need to get that gas out of there right now. So I'm going to buy a siphon, and I'm going to siphon the gas out. I'm going to put 93 in it, and we're going to see where to go from there, because like I said, I'm at a loss. I just want to be able to drive this car. Honestly, like, I've owned 9 Miatas. This is my favorite Miata. Sorry, right-hand drive car, but honestly, like, this is my favorite Miata. I love this car so much, and it's such a pleasure to daily drive it. Also, so because the car sat on the side of my house for such a long time in this Florida heat, now the glass needs to be re-glued in the soft top. So if I can figure this car out mechanically, it will get a paint job because I put a car cover on it outside and it messed up the clear coat, which I might be able to get out, but I don't know. And it needs a new soft top. But like I said, it's like the biggest headache, biggest heartbreak, and I just want to be able to drive it. And then there's my cappuccino that I've owned for 4 years, and I've never driven it. Troy from Trilogy Performance is actually supposed to be helping me get it going. We just have never been able to work out our schedules together, and it's kind of been in the back of my mind, hasn't really been top priority. But what a cool car this is. If you don't know what this is, it's lighter than a Miata, it's smaller than a Miata, has a 660cc engine that is turbocharged. The top comes down in 3 different ways, T-top, target top, and then there's a lever in between the seats, and the hardtop actually comes completely down to make it convertible. And it's just so cool. I mean, honestly, I love this car so much. I need to get it fixed. I need to get it fixed. That is a top priority now, because I might have to start daily driving it. And then let's talk about my right-hand drive Miata that I've been daily driving for like 10 months because my NC has been broken. So it actually runs and drives great. Honestly, it really does. I love this car. I feel confident driving it. I am not worried about it at all, but it is having a caliper sticking. The left front, basically the caliper goes in and it will not go out, especially when it gets hot. It doesn't want to do anything. So it starts shaking and I have to pull over. I have to give it about a couple minutes and then I'm good to go. But I can't really hit my brakes, so I've been driving by using my e-brake, which is a little sketchy because Florida drivers are nuts and they just hit their brakes for no reason. Which if I hit my brakes hard, the caliper will 100% stick and I will be screwed and on the side of the road. So this is the shitbox life. Honestly, I signed up for this. I know what I'm signed up for. I'm okay with it. The market on cars is still crazy. I am going to be getting a new daily driver and still keeping all of my shit boxes because I love them so much. And I'll actually be taking you guys along the ride for test driving what I'm going to be getting. RS5, Macan GTS, Lotus Emira. I don't really know yet. So that'll be fun. But yeah, this is what's going on. Every single car I own has something wrong with it. And every single car I own is a 2-seater convertible. I don't really know what's wrong with me. But thank you guys so much for watching. And stay tuned for what happens with this NC Miata because I will be siphoning the gas out of it. Hopefully either today or maybe tomorrow and trying to figure it out. It has a full tank of gas in it, so it's going to take me forever. But also, if you have any advice on what to do for this car, maybe what to look into next, I've tried looking up like common problems for them, but it's kind of like all over the place out there. So if you have any experience with NC Miatas and you can lead me in the right direction on what to do next, I would be so appreciative. And also just thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.